Hey guys, MSL927 here. Long time no see, but you know what? I'm gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna get into why it took me forever, and I guess I'm sorry if you've been waiting. And here it is. This is my draft recap. It took me a while, but I will explain myself later. The first pick that the Broncos made with the second overall pick was Von Miller, outside linebacker, Texas A&M. Um, First of all, you know what? It caught me off guard. It caught a lot of people off guard until about draft day. Around 3 o'clock is when more news was coming out with Elway coming out saying that he really likes Von Miller and stuff like that. That it became more of a reality that Von Miller was probably going to be the next player to wear blue and orange. Um, I didn't like the pick when it first happened. I'm guessing a lot of you were like that too. Von Miller is an outside linebacker in a 3-4. He's going to be coming into a 4-3 system, so he's going to be kind of the I think the Sam is what they were calling. No, yeah, the Stam, the strong outside linebacker. So he'll be doing that. I think maybe he might get some playing time at D end. I'm not sure, but I'd grade the pick as an F. I'd grade the player, talent-wise, as an A. You balance it out, what do you got? You got a C. That seems about right. I read that online. That seems about right. I'd probably give him more of a little bit higher up because the upside on him, the ceiling is so great. And I hope that the scheme doesn't really hurt him, but it might. The next picks we had was number 36 overall. We traded down so San Francisco could jump up and get Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback from Nevada. We traded down and we had the picks 46 and 47, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, 45 and 46. My bad. But we had those two, and with the first one, with 45, we drafted safety from UCLA, Raheem Moore. I like this guy from the beginning. He kind of faded out a little bit over the Broncos. Broncos fans didn't think that we need him because the two defensive tackles. Stephen Pear went up. He was supposed to be a second round pick anyway, but he was climbing up the boards. And then crap, I can't think of the guy's name from North Carolina. Damn, that sucks. Anyway, he jumped up, and it was projected that we'd get one of those two. We weren't sure which. They were both available. That's the part that made me mad. They were both available at our two picks. And as I'm going to allude to now, we didn't pick any. We drafted Raheem Moore, who I like. He's a ball hawk. He's kind of like Ed Reed. I don't think he's not as good with returning the ball as he is just picking the ball off. He'll go up against a wide receiver and go get it. With the 46th pick, we drafted Orlando Franklin, who's a bigger right tackle from the University of Miami. I like the pick. I don't like where it's at, but I mean he's gonna fit our run offense that John Fox likes to run. He's gonna blow the person out. The only negative thing about him is he is not the greatest pass protector. He needs to work on that a little bit, and if he's gonna be guarding Tim Tebow's blind side, he needs to work on it. But the good thing about this pick was that it shows that they're getting ready for Tebow. And it might not be this year. It might be halfway through. It might be next year. But they're setting up for Tim. That's Tim's blind side. They needed to address that. With our next pick, we drafted Nate Irving. I'm sorry, I don't have these memorized off the top of my head. Nate Irving, linebacker from Northern Carolina State. I addressed the Raheem Moore pick at about probably a B because it addresses one of the needs. We need to replace Ronaldo Hill, and I think it's a good way to do it. The Orlando Franklin is probably a C. So yeah. The next one was Nate Irving, the linebacker from North Carolina State. He was middle linebacker who brings a lot of added leadership to our team. I think he won't. I don't know if he'll start this year, but he will start soon. The next pick, I'd grade that as a probably a B because I think he will be a starter and I think he will be good. Quentin Carter from Oklahoma. He was our next pick at pick number 108. We're the fourth round pick. That was another one we got from the 49ers. But they Quentin Carter is Brian Dawkins, but I would say a little bit better ball skills. Not as hard of a hitter, but that's the kind of play style he goes through. He won't start. I'm doubting, even if Brian Dawkins has another crap year. But the guy, I like the pick because I like Quentin Carter because he's a hard hitting guy. He's a guy that you could count on in the future. I don't like the pick though because the current safety that we have backing up B Doc, Darcel McBath. I love Darcel McBath. He's an awesome guy. I've met him. He's pretty cool. But when he was played, he's shown good. He's got a knack for the ball. He hits hard, and I think he's got a chance to be really one of the great safeties. The only problem is injury prone. But I mean, I think that I don't know. I hope he can grow out of it, and I'm hoping he will. Our next pick, with the 129th pick, the Broncos selected Julius Thomas. He's a tight end from Portland State. Athletic guy, kind of similar to a Antonio Gates. He's a basketball player, really athletic. He hasn't had much experience in the league, but what he measures at is 6'5", 246 pounds, and he ran a stinking fast 40. I don't remember what it was, but I want to say a 4.5, something like that, which is just great for a tight end. He's really going to be a good deep threat for a tight end. Our next pick was Mike Muhammad, linebacker from Cal. He's going to be another solid player, good special teams player. I'm going to go through these last ones because there isn't a lot until these last two. Virgil Green, we got a steal in the 7th with him. He's similar to the Julius Thomas, but the medical issues caused him to drop so far. So that kind of hurt him, but he fell to us, and he's got the similar. He's an incredible talent, incredible athlete, and he was a pretty good steal at the end. But the guy who I think was one of the best that we got was Jeremy Beal. He is a defensive end who a lot of people pegged as the outside linebacker for a 3-4 team. There's a surprise, but he had a great year, just a fantastic year, fantastic career at Oklahoma. But because of a crappy 40 time, it caused him to fall all the way down to the 7th round, and we potentially got a great steal with that. You don't expect 7th rounders to do much, but he's going to be one of the ones that you could expect to show flashes in the future. That was the Broncos draft. John Fox, John Elway, and Brian Xanders. I think they did a pretty good job with their first draft. Better than McDaniels. I would easily say that. The only question that I had and a lot of Bronco fans had was, where's the defensive tackle? Still hasn't addressed that. It kind of surprised me that they didn't draft one. There was a couple chances to grab one, Marcel Darius, but like I said in the other video, you draft best player available according to your board, which for them was Von Miller, and then you draft the defensive tackle later, which they never did. I wouldn't have had a problem, I don't know how you explain this, I wouldn't have had a problem getting Raheem Moore, trading back, maybe getting Orlando Franklin, but getting one of the defensive tackles instead of Orlando Franklin. I mean, I like that they're trying to help out Tebow in the future, but you need to do something with that defense. Overall, I think there was only 3 offensive players and the rest were defense, which really proves that they know what they're doing, unlike McDaniels again, who drafted what you need. You needed defense, and he keeps drafting offense. And he drafted offense because he needed to, because he kept freaking sucking with player personnel. But that brings me on to the next point. The lockout is still in effect. We don't know till when. There's supposed to be a hearing soon to hopefully get this crap over with, because we need free agency, guys. The Broncos need free agency. We need D'Angelo Williams in the Bronco uniform, the running back from Carolina. We need him bad. No show Marino. You know what? screw that. I'm not gonna call him that anymore because I want to see what he'll act like in a good running offense and like a crappy McDaniels offense. No Sean Marino. They need a backup for him because for when he does get hurt, not if he gets hurt, but when he gets hurt. And I think that it's also underrated that we still have Lendell White on this team, and so I hope that he gets a really good chance at it. Um, Another guy I really want to see the Broncos select or get in free agency is Brian. What's his name? Maben from Seattle, the defensive tackle. He's a good looking player. Um, so I'm anxious for free agency. MSL 927 out. Peace out, guys.